Hello, in this video we will create our Angular application and connect it with this server API which use Gemini. Open new terminal here and navigate to Angular AI folder, one folder back, and here we will create Angular application. We will type next command ng new AI client. Angular CLI will ask you some questions about project configuration. We can use default options for this project. Enter. No. None. And this will take some time. After installation, let's navigate to this Angular folder. cd AI client and open it in editor, code dot. Okay, here we will open new terminal and start our application. ng serve. Open in browser. Okay, everything is fine and prepared. We can now make our AI application. First thing that we will do is to install Bootstrap for CSS. Go and create new terminal and type npm install Bootstrap. Let's wait a few seconds to install this. Okay, to use Bootstrap in Angular, we need to go here in Angular JSON file, and here in styles property, we need to set path to the Bootstrap CSS file in node modules. Node modules, Bootstrap, dist, CSS, bootstrap.min.css, and that's it. If we also want to use modals, dropdowns, tooltips, for example, from Bootstrap, we need to enable Bootstrap.js file also here. That we can do in scripts property next to styles, scripts, and here we will add next node modules slash bootstrap slash dist js bootstrap dot bundle dot min dot js. Okay, that's it. And we can now test our Bootstrap in app HTML file. Source, app, here. Let's delete this default HTML here. And we want to add here one form from Bootstrap. So we will go on Bootstrap website, here, getbootstrap.com. And here in docs, we can find form control, and we will copy this example, go to editor and paste code here. Save. Before we check how it looks, let's restart our app again. Here, ng serve. Okay, we have some error here. Could not resolve this path. Something is wrong with path. Oh yes, here we missed one T. It's typo. Change this in Angular JSON file. We missed here T. Save. and reload again, ng-serve. Okay, now it looks fine. Go in browser. And we can see that Bootstrap working. Nice. Let's style this a little bit. Go here in editor, and around this we will add container, div, class container. This is Bootstrap class. Okay, and now how it looks. It's better, but we want to add here on top some space. We will add margin top 5. And now it's okay. Nice. First input we will use for question. And this second text area we will use for answer. But we also need between some button to press when we want to ask Gemini. So go to Bootstrap website here and find some button example here in components, buttons. This is good. Copy this one and go to template, and between here paste. Okay. See result in browser. Okay. And one thing we need to do is to change this text according to our project. In editor, here in template, change this email address to question. Here we will set ask Gemini, and here we will set answer. Okay, let's see. Okay, nice. Maybe also we can delete this placeholder and center this button here. We will center this button. We'll add this div around with class text center and put inside this. Okay, and we will delete this placeholder. Save, see results. This is something that we wanted. Let's code now our logic for using Server API. First, here in editor, we will add one service. We will add here one folder, AI service. And here we will create file AI service.ts. Inside type next, export class AI service. Because this is service, we need to add injectable here, provided in root. Okay, inside we will add URL for API. It is HTTP localhost 3000/ask. Save. We need HTTP client to call server API. In constructor, we will add one private property, HTTP client. Okay, and finally we will add ask question method, which will accept question parameter. It will be string. It will return this HTTP post, and first parameter is this API URL, and second is object with question, and that's it basically. Let's use this service in our APPTS component. In APP, here in APPTS, add constructor here, and inside we will add private AI service, AI service. In our class, we can create method ask question to use this service, and for question we need to store somewhere question, and for that we will use signals. We can add here one signal, question signal will be empty as default, and this question we can use here in template, ng model with these brackets. Okay, and we have here this error because we need to add here forms module, and this we can delete because we are not using router. Save. Same thing we need for answer. Okay, let's add answer in text area. Okay, we can now write our method, this AI service ask question, and use this question here, and subscribe, and here we will have next, and here we will add arrow function, and inside we will set here our result, this dot answer, set result answer. This will be type any, and we have error also. And here we will set answer to we have some error. And one thing we forgot, to call this method from template, and here we can say on button on click call ask question method, and that's it. Before we check how our app work, check once again, does your server is still running? We can check here, server is running, and go to browser and ask something Gemini. How are you? Ask, and we got some error here. Why? Let's open network and see what is happening. Inspect, and here in network we can check. If we press again this button ask, we will see 404. What it means? Not found. Like this API doesn't exist. Let's check on server what we have. Server and index.js, and here name of API is ask question. That is error. We need to change this in our service on client. Here in AI service, we need to paste this. Okay. And let's check again. Open browser, close this, refresh, and ask, how are you? And press ask Gemini. We have still error. Let's check again network, open network, and ask Gemini. We have now 400. That is something wrong with request, open request. And yes, we have here question empty. Let's see in code what is wrong here. Open editor. And here we have signal set to empty string. That is initially value. But let's see here in template what we have. Here we have ng model binding, but here is a problem. This is only one direction binding. This is case when we're writing in input field. But if we want to get text from input, we need another thing here. And that is this. ng model change, question set, event. And when some text is entered here in input, we will set that text in question. Okay, let's check now in browser. Open browser, reload page, and ask something Gemini. How are you? Ask. And we finally have got answer from Gemini. Congrats! That's all for this project. I hope that you learned something new. Subscribe, like, and see you in the next project.